And welcome back to Bust Picks, episode 81.
81.
Is that what our YouTube says?
Yes.
It's 81. My name is Dio. That is Don.
How we doing?
Welcome back. NFL playoffs. We are at the NFC Championship, AFC Championship.
Yeah, conference championships.
If you would have came to us mid-November, we probably both would have said 50-50 shot we're both here.
Yeah, I mean, with our teams, definitely.
At
definitely.
that time.
Yeah, I had faith. Well, actually, I don't know about the Ravens. If you told me a month ago, we were still trying to get things going.
Ravens were starting to get healthy. Like 2 months ago, yeah definitely. Daniel Jones hadn't broken his leg yet. Like it was all still hunky-dory.
Yep.
I miss those days.
Those were good days.
Anyway, we're going to skip fact of the day this week. I'm so sorry. That breaks our current streak. But we're going to get straight into bust of the week.
Sure.
There was a couple busts.
Yes.
I'm going to start with mine. You're going to take the
get
one that's definitely righted for you.
All right.
I'm going to take CJ Stroud as my bust of the week.
Okay, so we're going in the same vein.
Yeah, I mean when this happened.
Yeah, this was
Week 1 of the NFL playoffs wild card, CJ Stroud has a very bad game against the Pittsburgh Steelers team. They still kind of blow him out.
Yeah, they do. That defense carried it, though.
100%. That defense is championship worthy. So going into this week, Patriots, Texans, there was a lot of people that picked the Texans to maybe upset the Patriots. And they might have.
Yeah.
If CJ Stroud didn't have 4 interceptions.
4.
And 3 fumbles, 2 fumbles.
So that kind of leads into what I was going to say for my bust a little bit. Yeah, it was like just overall divisional round QB performances. And I think it's arguably the worst quarterback overall between all the teams. I know, like, hey, Stafford had a clean game. He played a good game.
Yeah, but like if we're counting Josh Allen, Bo Nix.
So we had a total of 12 interceptions between the 4 games. So average 3 interceptions a game. 11 fumbles between all 4 games. 5 for a loss, but 11 fumbles total. And an average passing yards of 217 per quarterback. Not great. Those are bad games.
Yeah, not good.
And that was mainly carried by Stafford and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb was
there's 3 QBs under 200 yards last week.
It's not great.
And a completion rate of 58.45%.
Yeah, the running game has clearly been the biggest thing in this playoff.
It has.
Quarterback in the big moments, not always stepping up. I want to kind of get into Josh Allen a little bit.
Sure.
Josh Allen, kind of your moment. The entire time Josh Allen was doing what he was doing in the playoff game where he was throwing interceptions, fumbling the ball here and there.
He wilts in the big games, and he disappears on the road. And that's been my complaint about him. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's a solid quarterback.
Yeah.
It's just whenever he travels, I don't know what happens.
Do you think that was a catch that Brandon Cooks made, or do you think that was an interception?
I think that was a catch.
I think it was a catch as well.
Yeah,
which would have had them win the game.
Yes.
Because they would have been in field goal range.
Yeah, 100%. But I also think that
you have an entire game not to be put into that position.
There is that completely.
There was another holding call where in overtime where Josh Allen was standing clearly in the end zone. His left tackle holds the defensive end, and it's not a safety. That should have been a safety. That should have been game over. So if we want to talk about missed calls,
it was on both sides. The refs were clearly not making the best calls overall.
And I like Josh Allen.
5 turnovers in that game. It was by him.
Can't do that.
You can't do that. And it was an issue of
4
turnovers.
Yeah.
Like the one where he's running with the ball out. He has it like a loaf of bread.
No, yeah.
And it's like, what are you like? And the fumble that like it's him trying too much instead of going down.
But you can't coach him because he scores more touchdowns than any other quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah. But he also commits turnovers at a higher rate than any other MVP ever.
Well, the only time he didn't was when he had Brian Daboll. And we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. Yeah. But also, it was the fumble where it was fortunately his O-lineman got it, but it's him. He's at the bottom of 3 guys. He's clearly going down and then pushes the ball out for more yards, and it gets punched out.
Yeah, you can't
and
do
it's
that.
like, you can't do that.
That's things that Jalen Hurts doesn't do when he's doing his tush pushes. You know?
No, and he knows better. That's stuff that any mobile quarterback does not. Like, if they have 3 guys wrapped up on them, you secure the ball and go down because you know they're going to just start punching at you.
That glass smells awful. Awful. I'm sorry. I kept drinking it. And I'm like, is this my hand? What's happening right now?
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
The quarterback play this week was bad. Drake May didn't look great. I know he had some big throws.
He looked okay. He looked average.
he looked average.
Yeah.
Not a guy who's fighting for an MVP.
No, he
I
looked
think
serviceable.
While Caleb Williams had 3 interceptions, Caleb Williams is also like, you're allowed to throw as many interceptions because you also make some of the craziest plays anyone's ever seen on a football field.
He plays the gunslinger role perfectly.
I think he's electric.
A few of that was like that game. I'm so like how many drops the Bears had in the second half alone.
He
was
really
crazy.
only had one reliable target. That was Colston Loveland. The second Colston Loveland went down. The offense
disappeared,
faltered again. And
DJ
Moore haphazardly ran on a route. He's probably not going to be a Bear next year.
Most likely not. Komet had some big drops. Loveland even had 2 drops in that game that hit him in the hands.
Yeah. Also, like Josh Allen. I feel like we're letting him off the hook a little bit. He had a pass that he missed to Dawson Knox to win the game.
Yeah. And he overthrew it completely to a wide open tight end.
I'm not saying like, Lamar would have made that throw or Mahomes would have made that throw. But if you are Josh Allen, and this is the thing, you consistently falter in the playoffs.
The narrative's on you now.
Correct. Which has me taking a step back, and I'm like, is it maybe better that Lamar didn't make the playoffs this year? Because if they would have just lost in the second round, we would have gotten the same thing for him. Now he kind of gets away with it. Everyone's like he was hurt this year. He kind of gets off the leash a little bit more.
The media reaction, I think, has been like there is a little bit of that because like this set up Allen like, hey, you're the clear number 1 favorite.
This is your time to shine.
Like at least for the AFC, just make the Super Bowl. No, they weren't. There was. You have the Stafford, you have Seahawks.
I think getting to the Super Bowl is hard, period.
It is.
But he needs to make the AFC Championship game.
At minimum, when you have a league of, like, the divisions have been underdogs. Anyone who tells me that they bet that these were the final 4 teams, you're crazy. Like, I know Broncos at the beginning of the season were a dark horse. Like, that was a big talk about.
A lot of people picked the Super Bowl because of what they were able to do last year. The Patriots, complete dark horse. Rams, high gambling favorite preseason. Seahawks, not at all. No one saw what the Seahawks were doing except for Seahawks fans.
So you get one that was a clear betting odds favorite.
Yeah.
One that was a kind of a fan favorite a little bit, and that's it. Like that. This is. And I love that. That's what I'm saying. It's a good thing. I love the parity in the league.
Yeah.
This was clearly Josh Allen's coming out year of like, okay, I could put the rumors to bed now.
Okay.
Like I could dominate, and he didn't.
Is that all for your bust of the week?
Yeah.
It
was the majority of them. I want to give Darnold a pass. I'll give Stafford a pass. I'll give May a pass.
Darnold was a little hurt, but he did what he needed to do to win the game.
Exactly. Yeah. And Stafford played great, but I mean everybody else, it was rough to watch.
Let's get into our Hall of Famer of the week. Don, go into your Hall of Famer of the week.
Hall of Fame of the week this week. For me, I'm doing something we haven't seen in years, and I'm excited that we got this.
What?
So on Monday.
Okay, Monday.
Panthers Sharks. We got a goalie fight.
What?
Bobrovsky versus. I'm not even going to attempt the Sharks goalie name because it is.
He's on the Sharks.
He's on the Sharks.
Go Google it.
But we got a goalie fight. It was a big hit, but kind of a clean hit. Sharks lay on the Panthers. Out of nowhere, Tkachuk lays a dirty hit.
I think it's stopped.
No, it's all good. But yeah, plays a dirty hit into the Sharks defenseman, puts him in the wall. Gloves come off. Everyone starts fighting. Bobrovsky comes down the ice, drops gloves, gets into their face, into Alex's face, and they just start throwing hands. Not a lot of punches were landed, but it was great to see. And it was our first goalie fight in the NHL since 2020.
How come we don't get goalie fights more often?
So the league cracks down on goalie fights heavily.
Why? Because they have so much gear on, or
it's for safety. In 2011, there was a goalie that got injured and ended his career in a fight. So the league is very much like, hey, we need to be careful about this. We need to be cautious about it. Kind of some of the bigger reasons is most NHL teams only bring 2 goalies to a game. Mm-hmm. So if one goes down, you're kind of that's
you really only have a backup, and then there's a super emergency goalie.
Exactly. You're calling up minor league guys at that point. And so so you get normally 5 minutes for fighting in the box. Goalies get an extra 2 minutes for leaving their crease, and if a goalie crosses center ice, he's automatically ejected for the game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the league
So
is
they got to
very
meet at the
strict
middle.
on
They
it.
got to go ham, and they have a very.
And that's
short
not at all
outro.
what happened. Bob came all the way
gotta see
down
it.
and got it's so good.
Hall of Famer of the week, man. I got the Hall of Fame video. I got to go check that out.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see the Sharks bench like extremely hyped and everything during the middle of it.
I'd be hyped.
Cole Caulfield, like the rookie that they got, was like, some of their younger guys on the team were definitely like they were looking excited, like they haven't even seen it kind of thing.
I love that. I love that. Like these niche moments in sports that just everybody gets excited for. Two goalies fighting though is amazing. It's two heavyweights go out there, go knock each other out. Not really heavyweights.
No, I was gonna say if you've seen a goalie with their pads off, they're maybe 150 soaking wet. They're skinny guys.
They're skinny dudes,
but in all the gear, they just look.
They look gargantuan. They look like
crazy.
sumo wrestlers.
Yes.
It's awesome. I want to go into my Hall of Famer of the week. My guy is a guy you've never heard of.
Okay.
His name's Dior Johnson from Tarleton State. Have you heard of this man?
Not at all.
Well, Dior Johnson is actually leading the NCAA basketball league, all NCAA Division I. Averaging more points per game than any other player in the league.
Okay.
And the most points scored so far.
Awesome.
What makes this so amazing is he's not starting. What happens?
Wait, hold on. What?
He doesn't start. He gets about 19 minutes a game.
He's just sixth man of the year.
He's more than that.
Oh,
Don.
no.
He has the ultimate green light, and if it's going in, he's just electric. Check this out, what he's done in January already.
Let's hear it.
36-point game.
Sure.
34-point game, 33-point game, 40-point game. Then he goes into an 11-point game, a 0-point game, and then right now he has 26 points.
So this guy
He
is
has
the
26
ultimate.
points on 11 minutes.
So this guy is the ultimate, like, just hot, like heat check.
He's the hottest. He's either the hottest or the coldest guy in the world.
That's awesome.
It's-
Like he's just a momentum guy.
And he's just off the bench. He's my Hall of Famer of the week because he's never going to get on anyone's ever. I think he needs to get on one NBA roster.
You got it. There's clearly scoring ability there.
I want him in the tournament. Like I've kind of become a Tarleton. They're not even that good of a basketball team.
No, they can't be winning when your sixth man is that.
But their sixth man of the year is averaging the entire. He's beating everyone in the country.
That means that there's not playing defense. It has to be like this.
I mean, they're playing in a lower division. He's
Yeah.
Tarleton State, but like
Get them into the not March Madness. Was the tier 2 March Madness for the schools who don't make it in?
I forgot the Liberty Championship, and then there's another one.
Yeah,
now.
get them into one of those,
The
man. That'll be
EFA.
exciting.
They do too many like off. They're like try to make bowl games out of the little tournaments.
Yeah, it's too much. But no.
NIF, I think it's called.
Okay.
Let's get into play ball. We're going to talk about the two games this week, the AFC and the NFC Championship game. We'll start with the AFC Championship game since it's the morning game.
Sure.
Patriots, Broncos. Everybody kind of knows.
Yeah.
Bo Nix broke his ankle.
Yep.
So we're going to this game with the Jarrett Stidham game.
Yeah.
Who used to be a Patriot, got drafted by the Patriots.
2020.
Tom Brady's backup. I'm sitting here, and this is DEFCON 10. We are freaking out. As a guy who absolutely despises anything good that happens to the city of Boston, this is. I'm physically sick. It hurts me.
They are walking into the Super Bowl. Like you cannot convince me otherwise with this team.
So then the 4.5.
I'm taking Patriots 4.5.
So am I.
Stidham has yet to step up in a game. Like he's appeared in 21 games over his career.
Yeah.
Postseason, preseason, regular
He
season.
had a really good Raiders game.
He's had 4 starts.
Yeah.
He has yet to see the field since 2024 preseason.
Yeah.
He missed 2 whole years without throwing a single pass.
Technically, this doesn't count either because it's postseason.
Yeah, so it won't
he'd
count
be
to
able
his
go in the
actual
third
stats.
season.
I don't see like I think the Broncos defense is going to be the big narrative of the game. They're going to have to play like the Texans played against the Steelers, shut things down.
Don, they're trying to activate J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. I mean, they're desperate right now.
No, I know it's devastating. I keep looking at this game and I'm like, all right, well, what's the recipe for the Broncos? It's playing elite defense, holding the Patriots probably only 2 touchdowns, a
You
couple
need
field
2
goals.
turnovers.
You need 2 turnovers. You're going to need a special teams or a defensive touchdown.
Yep.
Which I am also going to bet. I'm going to give you 4 bets in every game. First one's going to be spread. Second one's going to be over under. Third one's going to be a player touchdown. The fourth one's going to be a fun bet.
Okay.
And my fun bet of this game: defensive touchdown anytime, special teams touchdown anytime for the Broncos. It's the only way they can win. They're going to try to get a little nasty. Don't be afraid if Sean Payton pulls out the onside kick in the middle of halftime.
I don't know if that's going to work as well.
I know, because you have to tell them.
You have to tell them now.
Don't care.
And I hate that. I hate that rule so much.
It's terrible. It ruins the element of surprise. They have to figure out a way to beat the Patriots, even though I'm still taking the Patriots minus 4.5.
Yeah, I feel that's an easy bet here.
Damage control.
100%.
Really.
I also like Ramondre for over 50.5 rushing yards in this game. He has gone 4 for 5 in his last 5 for this line.
They're giving him the ball a lot.
Yeah, they have been giving him the ball a lot. The one game that he had was 47 yards, so right in that realm anyway. Like, there's no outlier in that projection to me. The big one is if they are up and they're up significantly, I think they only just give it to him. There's no reason to allow your more explosive younger back to keep getting carries when you're already looking for the Super Bowl. If you're up by 2 scores, you're not worried about the Broncos coming back in this one.
The one, and I do agree with you, I think the one hitch in that is we are a Ramondre Stevenson fumble away from never seeing him on that field again.
I don't know if they're up by enough. I don't think that's an issue for Vrabel.
I hear you.
Get it out of his system now.
I don't think they're going to be up enough. The Patriots haven't been exactly quick starters.
No, they've taken a little bit to get moving, but
yeah.
Against a Stidham offense, I'm not too concerned.
I just think this Broncos defense knows what they have to do. They're really focusing on what they have to do. This is the best defense, second best defense that the Patriots have seen.
We're going to see an all-time game by PS2.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be close. Like, in my mind, it's either going to be a blowout or we're going to see the second coming of Revis Island in this game.
I think we're also getting an under. I'm taking the under at 41.5.
I feel comfortable with that.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I really do think it's going to be about a 21-14 type game.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really ugly. But we'll see what happens. I also have Travion Henderson to score a touchdown at plus 200.
That feels good in the beginning.
I think he's an explosive player. I would love to take Ramondre, but he's pretty much minus 110 at this point. I'm not going to take that.
No, that's not good odds when you're talking touchdown scores. Another one to look at is Hunter Henry. His receiving line's 3.5. Over the middle of the field is where he's probably going to get the most. Like Drake May is going to get the most availability to throw the ball, considering the Broncos corners.
Yeah, I think they're going to be targeting Hunter Henry a lot. I think Butte is also going to get a lot of targets.
He's going to get some looks, but not with Surtain on him.
Okay. Do you have anything else on this game?
No, I think this is just it feels like a very cut and dry game right now. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping this gets exciting.
I'm hoping this is the exciting game.
But I could see this game being a 10-point rout.
I think it could be worse. Let's get into Rams Seahawks. Some would say the Super Bowl.
This is going to be I don't like this is every single game they've had this season. This is the third matchup of the year has been fireworks to me. It's been just haymakers.
So now we're sitting here. It's their third iteration of this game. It's hard to play a team 3 times in a season.
It is.
You're at home, Seattle. You have Sam Darnold playing the best football he's played in the last 2 years.
He is playing through an oblique injury.
He is, but he's doing what he can.
Yeah.
The running game is going until Zach Charbonnet tore his ACL.
Yep.
I'm a little worried.
I am hearing the footsteps 100%.
That defense, though.
Number 1 defense in football for a reason. And it's not just a this year thing. Like McDonald did this with the Ravens, when the Ravens won the defensive Triple Crown 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
This is how he coaches.
He knows how to get his boys going.
Exactly.
Which is why I love Seattle minus 2.5.
I'm not mad at that line. I'm personally taking the under at 47 in this one.
I'm also taking the under at I have 46.5.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very just big defensive matchup. One, though, for Seattle that may get you excited. Divisional rivals in the championship round, if they ever face each other in championship round, the road team is 5-15 since 1970.
5-15?
5-15 since 1970. It's only happened 20 times that divisional opponents make it to the AFC NFC Championship.
But the home team usually wins.
Home team is 15-5.
Yeah, I'm hammering that now.
Yeah, that feels good.
I just like Seattle. I do think the Rams are good, but I think the Rams are flawed. Where if Seattle's playing their perfect game, I think they're unstoppable at this point.
There's one more stat I had about
let's hear
McVay. He is undefeated when playing a team a third time in a single season.
Oh, my God. These are two gargantuan
I know.
stats. I have to
But it's only happened a handful of times, and it's mainly the 49ers.
We talked about this the other day. With all this like coaching stuff, and we're going to get into that next, going around, Sean McVay is undoubtedly the best head coach in all of football, right?
Yeah, I think this season, yes. Gun to my head, yes, he is.
If the Ravens called the Rams after this season, what do you think it would take for him to become the Baltimore Ravens head coach?
4 first-round picks. Minimum.
Oh,
you're trading away your future.
You think it's more than a quarterback?
I think it's more than a QB.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I wouldn't want to do that at all, but I think that's like you laugh and go, okay, this plus some players and cash, then we'll talk.
Can't do that.
No, you're selling your franchise for
My
him.
touchdown scorer of this game is going to be Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams led the league in all receiving touchdowns. I know he's a little banged up, but he's getting back into a healthier spot.
Yeah.
I know he's going to be playing against the best secondary in football, but Matthew Stafford doesn't really care. He's going to throw that ball anyway.
Yeah.
It's plus 120. Go take it. And then my fun bet, which kind of leads into we're both taking the under.
Yep.
Both starting drives by teams to end in a punt.
Ooh.
Plus 450.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I mean,
we're just rooting for punts.
No, Seattle's going to come out looking to swing quick, looking to stop Stafford as fast as possible. It's going to be a Kyron-heavy drive in my mind.
I think it's just both teams that know what looks they want from each other, and it's going to be kind of a chess matchy type of game. Maybe not come out the gate super fast.
No, this is going to be a feel each other out for a little bit.
Exactly. Any other stats from this game?
Not too many, honestly. Okay. I'm ready to sit back with popcorn. This is going to be so much fun.
So we're both taking Seattle. We're both taking the Patriots.
Yep. And then the under feels good in both.
Do you want to do double under parlay?
I'm good with that.
Okay. We're going to do double under parlay. That's what we can pray for this week. Let's get into the coaching matchups. We both took a couple teams, and we're going to talk about who we think is the best odds-on bet and who we'd like to see as that team's coach.
Yep. We've already gotten a lot of coaching offers filled already this week this year.
We want to run through them?
Yeah. Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski.
Great coach.
Which, if you haven't seen the Baker Mayfield drama that he started tweeting out since the hiring, amazing. If you want some good tea for the offseason, great to do. Lions now. Oh, and then also Falcons hired Matt Ryan as the new president of football for the team.
He's like, I'm not the GM, I'm just the president. And I was like,
not even president of football operations.
Just the president of football.
Yeah. So that means he's probably going to lead personnel searches more than anything, and kind of like it's an advisory role.
I think he's like an advisory role where you can get paid all the money in the world.
Lions hired Drew Petzing as the new OC. Mm-hmm. Dolphins hired John Eric Sullivan from Green Bay to be the new GM.
Along with Jeff Hafley to be the head coach.
Yes. Yeah. And they came over together. Sullivan was a Green Bay assistant GM for 23 years. So they're going to try to bring some stability.
And Hafley has been the defensive coordinator there for a couple of years.
Exactly. Yeah. So they know each other. They work well. Giants have Harbaugh. Obviously, if you haven't been keeping up on the news there.
How'd that hit you?
I'm not mad at it. If anything, I want to take a Giants future when that comes out for next year.
I'm excited to see the Giants, but I kind of feel the opposite.
I'm excited to see the long term. There's already talks that Harbaugh wants to try to get every coach who might be leaving the Ravens and every free agent from the Ravens and bring him in. He wants to rebuild Baltimore there.
I mean,
for the short term.
That is his team.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens are a team he built.
Yes. So he wants to bring over guys that he knows and can trust to bring in. It's a culture move more than anything, which I respect.
Any other hirings?
And then Titans get Robert Saleh.
Yeah, that was the big defensive head coach.
That was the big one for a lot of people. That he was a very seeked after name.
If it makes you feel any better, I think he's going to be on the coaching hiring circle in a few more years.
Definitely is. And then Brian Flores also got an extension with the Vikings, but did have a condition. If he gets a head coaching offer, he could leave to go do that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they did add that condition into his contract.
Huh.
But as of now, he is extended as the DC for the Vikings.
Sounds like he's probably not going to get an offer unless it gets real bad.
Exactly. Yeah. Unless it's a massive game-changing offer for his life.
Okay, let's get into some of the teams. Don kind of did a boo-boo, and he selected a new head coach for every vacancy. I didn't do that.
Well, to me, that's how I narrowed down what teams I feel the most confident in.
Okay. Well, I feel like my eyes off the coaching circuit. I'm not my eyes not on the ball like you right now. You're in it right now.
Yeah, this is me like fantasy drafting my team right now.
So we're here. Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens head coaching vacancy.
Yeah.
I have a head coach that I think would be perfect for you guys. What do you think is going to happen?
For me, there's the big one I think that everyone's been talking about is the Chargers DC coming over. I'm trying to remember his exact name off the top of my head.
It's Jesse Minter.
Minter coming over. There has been conversations. Joe Brady from the Bills as well. He has done an in-person interview already with the Ravens immediately after.
Is that who you want?
I'd rather Minter personally. I think he would be a great scheme fit. This defense clearly needs some work. Zach Orr has been retained so far. Having Zach Orr work with another former Ravens player, D lineman, having a guy who clearly has a very successful defense in LA with the Chargers, that mentorship role I think will develop Orr as a coach more, and it brings a lot of personnel issues. I think we'll hope resolve them on that defensive side.
I don't think Orr's staying if you guys get Minter. I do think Minter is going to be your head coach. I think he's the most undercover, like, good hire. He's kind of got the Sean McVay-esque vibe of him. A few years ago, where he's just like this younger, defensive-minded head coach. I think he's good. I think he fits Baltimore. I do think Zach Orr is gone because of what he's already kind of the tempo he's established of, hey, he wants to bring in his guys.
Well, Zach Orr, I think the big issue that fell apart for me with is he schemed up for individuals. He never schemed for a cohesive unit. Like if you saw like Hamilton was in the right spot oftentimes. Roquan was making highlight plays.
Yeah.
But if the play wasn't directed in their area, the unit wasn't performing well. There's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of, wait, you're doing this, but I'm also doing this.
Yeah, I feel like the Baltimore Ravens offense or defense was constantly always yelling at each other, trying to figure out what coverage they were in.
So I think Minter stabilizes that in a big way. The other conversation is Kubiak is still yet to be interviewed because the Seahawks are still playing.
Correct, yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that will be depending on these next 3 weeks, because the Ravens have openly announced they're going to take their time with this coaching search. They want to take best available, same way we draft.
Most Baltimore Ravens thing ever.
It really is. And then the other conversation is Anthony Weaver, which I'm less excited about.
I think Dolphins. That's the worst name.
That's a bad one. And then Nick Shalassi, the passing game coordinator for the Rams, is the other big conversation piece if we're going to go more offensive focused.
Sean McVay tree.
Exactly. So I think we have a good option of Minter for defense, Joe Brady, Kubiak, or Shahasi for more offensive focus, but I think Minter is kind of the standout candidate for me.
I think Minter would be the best, but I think I have Minter right now for you guys, but you're right. The Ravens are just going to sit back, and if at the end of the day, this week, we're going to start seeing more and more coaches getting hired, I think Kubiak kind of naturally lines up with the Ravens if that does end up being the plan.
He'll bring over a part of that culture already because he's worked under McDonald for 2 years now.
Correct. And
so he's familiar with the operation.
A lot of teams like to hire that type of vibe where like I know a lot of Colts and Eagles fans have a lot of ties because they keep hiring each other's coordinators and coaches and scouts and stuff like that. And I know the Ravens can start building that relationship with the Seahawks.
Yeah, and we already had that relationship with the Chargers naturally by Harbaugh's brother being there.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's the NFL, football is just one big family. Well, you really realize like once you work at like 4 places, you know everyone that's ever coached ever. Yeah, it's crazy.
You'll have a tie to somebody.
Yeah, it's just a great. What is it? Union.
Coaching
circle
tree. Yeah, circle.
Let's go into the Buffalo Bills. That's a team I want to talk about. They fired Sean McDermott after that playoff loss last week.
Yeah, and I think a big reason was right before the playoffs, he had an interview with Billy Beane and a few of the other coaches, and he directly pointed out what he thought was holding the team back from a Super Bowl, then listed off a lot of issues. I think that kind of immediately blacklisted him.
I think it was bad for him.
Yeah, it was a bad look that was coming out of Buffalo there.
I think whether he got fired rightfully or wrongly doesn't really matter at this point. I do think it's hilarious that the owner of the Buffalo Bills extended the GM, who's really done pretty poorly in the past few years. And
not just extended him. He is promoted from GM to now president of football operations.
And then
they promoted Billy Beane.
had an interview today.
Or Brandon Bean.
They had an interview today where they kind of threw Sean McDermott under the bus, and in doing so, threw their own receiver, Kevin Coleman, under the brush.
Keon Coleman, yeah.
Keon Coleman underneath a Mack truck. Did you see what he said?
I didn't see the exact, but I saw the highlights of the of that interview, and I was like, I don't care.
He was
this is crazy to say.
It was Sean he interrupted the entire interview to be like, well, Sean McDermott was the one who wanted to draft Keon Coleman, and look where that happened. And then
that's a cancer to the locker room right there.
Not only that, footage comes out because everything gets recorded, especially draft, of the GM getting giddy and saying we should trade up to go for Keon Coleman.
Yeah, so he's a hypocrite, and everyone knows it's been an issue. Like, he has missed so poorly on draft. Like we talked to Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
A healthy scratched multiple times this season. A lot of personal issues, like not showing up, causing arguments. He hasn't been great. Brandon Cooks was the best deep threat receiver that the Bills had.
Can't have that.
At 32 years old. Can't have that. On top of that, whiffed multiple times on corners.
Yeah.
Drafting them.
Whiffed just all around,
so,
man.
Kyer Elam was traded at the beginning of this year to the Cowboys.
Georgia.
And he was the 2022 first overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, got rid of him. And then they healthy scratched Maxwell Harrison, this year's first round pick for the Bills. It's like, you cannot keep consistency with this team. Clearly, they have drafting issues, especially on key position players. And it's all coming back to the GM. I don't think McDermott had that much of a say, like the video recordings have shown.
I do think, because they did fire Sean McDermott, I am going to pair them up with Clint Kubiak, because I do think they're going to try to make a huge splash and get someone that they feel can maximize Josh Allen and make Josh Allen happy, because at the end of the day, Josh Allen is playing on the smallest market in the NFL. You just got a new stadium, and you need to keep that guy happy more than winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All that matters is that you make sure Josh Allen retires a Buffalo Bill.
And I think for a big reason that you bring in Brian Daboll for that. Like, he's able to be a steady hand. He's able to scheme defense, but also open up things for his quarterback pretty well.
Yeah.
I know his Giants tenure hasn't been the sexiest.
It was bad.
But it was a rebuild team. And they brought him in the worst moments for that team. And he had that defense overperforming quite often. He had that team flirt with playoffs a couple times.
They made the playoffs his first year. They made it to the divisional round, which is where Josh Allen was this year. I think Brian Daboll and Josh Allen work out really well. I've always said I like Brian Daboll. I don't think he's a bad head coach. I think Joe Shane and what the Giants did was repeatedly trip over their own feet and continuously end up in a bad spot. I think Brian Daboll getting fired by the Giants is the best thing that could happen to him. And if he ended up the Buffalo Bills head coach, I think that's a win for that organization.
Completely agree.
But I have spent the last 24 hours sitting here and thinking, I think I'm ready to say, I don't think the Buffalo Bills and this Josh Allen thing is going to work out.
No, I think they're stuck right now. Unless there's a major overhaul of team culture, starting with Brandon Bean, I don't think it works.
I think the owner showed me a lot today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you know him from the hockey side, it's very clearly how he is. Like, he neglected the Buffalo Sabres for years in favor of putting all the money into the Bills.
Is there any other teams you want to talk about? I have one more.
I think an interesting one for me would be the Raiders.
Okay, that's my one more.
Okay, I was going to say Raiders, Cardinals, and Browns are kind of all that's left.
I could do Cardinals. I have a little idea on the Cardinals and Steelers. You forgot.
Yeah, Steelers.
Funny how you missed that one.
Because I think the Steelers is an easy pick in my mind.
All right, well, let's do Steelers first.
Okay, I think Steelers, the easy one is Flores. And I know Brian Flores just seems like the easiest fit in the world.
Why would it be the easiest fit, Don?
Because he was a former DC on the team, and the art has come out right after when he went to the head coaching position down in Miami. The team came out and basically like, hey, we didn't want him to leave. There's just nowhere for it. We're not firing Tomlin for him.
Yeah.
And the team openly said that, and they've kept in good touch. He already has that kind of culture for Pittsburgh in a major way. And it's that defensive mind that the team clearly wants to maintain.
That's the issue I think it is. I think it's too samey to Mike Tomlin and what the Steelers have done. And what the owners and the GM have shown is they clearly want to pivot away. I actually have the Pittsburgh Steelers maybe making the biggest splash in coaching free agency.
Sure.
To me, I know you're probably going to be like, I would love that. I think Cliff Kingsbury is built to be a Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. He is young.
Yeah.
He wants to be in a premier spot with the premier franchise, which the Steelers are, and he would get carte blanche control and the leash of a lifetime, probably a 5-year contract off the rip. Get paid a ton of money. Do I think it's going to work out? Probably not.
No.
Because I think you're right. I think Brian Flores is the best opportunity.
I think it is. I think if you bring in Cliff Kingsbury, that is signaling this team is going to go through a full rebuild.
I think they should be going through a full rebuild.
I've been advocating they needed a rebuild for the last 5 years.
I love Mike Tomlin.
I think he should have been. This team should have been torn down to the studs many times.
Yeah.
But they still are the highest paid defense in the league.
Yeah.
The oldest defense in the league.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of guys, unless they start retiring, under contract for the next couple of years. Yeah, Hayward is still, like, if Hayward retires, it's great. Otherwise, you have him nearing 40.
Jalen Ramsey.
You have Ramsey on a 2 years. You still have TJ Watt for another 3.
You're paying buco bucks, $45 million.
Exactly. So it's like, unless you are signaling we're going to trade these assets away,
probably not.
Which I think they should. That will help immensely with the rebuild.
I don't think you could trade TJ Watt.
I think you could.
Not for what he's worth.
Not for what he's.
I think you probably get a third-round pick.
Like who's almost there but missing on the defense this year?
Anyone that's almost there can't pay $45 million for a defensive end right now.
I'm trying to think, like, for a quick turnaround, like, yeah, because I was going to say Jacksonville.
Jacksonville has 2 edge rushers that had 10 plus sacks. Trust me, I sat there because I was like,
depending on Fred Warner's recovery, maybe you could talk.
They're paying a ton of money to Bosa and then Kinlaw on the inside. There's maybe NFC Philly.
South.
I thought about Philly.
I mean, you could also go Atlanta or Tampa.
Atlanta just drafted 2 first-round defensive ends.
Yeah, but and
they have no money.
They have no money. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of team. I'm just trying to I'm literally like, what team could use him and convince themselves is the piece they need?
I think
the Giants.
The Buccaneers could.
The Buccaneers could.
The Giants have too many defensive ends. That's their problem. They have Brian Burns. They drafted another one from Penn State last year in the first. Abdul Carter, and then they have
that's the Hayward issue. That's the Ramsey issue. You're not going to be able to deal everybody.
He would be a great Cowboy. That's all I'm saying.
He would be, but I don't know if Jerry Jones willing to spend like that.
It'd be hilarious.
It would be funny.
Let's get into the Raiders then.
Sure.
Raiders to me scream Sean McDermott, and I think it's a great fit for them.
Okay, I'm also going experienced head coach. I'm thinking Tomlin.
See,
for that same reason though.
I thought Tomlin quickly, and then I was like, I think Tomlin
takes a year off.
Soured. I think you're right. He might have stayed too long.
Yeah.
I think he might have soured a little bit of taste. I also haven't seen him taking any interviews.
He hasn't taken any interviews yet. I think he might take a year off.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone is going to get Tomlin to go this year, it's Brady calling him and saying, come down here. Let's rebuild this team in your image. We're going to give you roster control the same way you had in Pittsburgh.
You think that's a good idea?
I think it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
But I think it's a good idea for Raiders fans if they want to get to 500. You are in the hardest division in the league. Like, you have the best quarterbacks playing against you week in and week out in your conference. Like, Bo Nix is the weakest QB right now out of the 3 that they have to play. And Bo Nix is above average,
I would argue. Top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, and and Herbert and Mahomes, I think that you need someone who's going to bring a big culture. They've rotated head coaches rapidly over the last few years.
They're clearly drafting Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, they are. Like, Gruden for 3 years, McDaniels for 1.5, Antonio Pierce for 2, Pete Carroll for 1.
They're all paying all of them still.
And you're paying all of them. Bring in a guy that will stay with the team long term. Will be a stabilizing force for the roster. McDermott also fulfills all of this too.
I think McDermott fits in, but we're both clearly have the same direction. The only reason I think it's McDermott is because I don't think McDermott probably got fired out of hand. Whether he was overachieving or underachieving, I think I lean the latter.
Yeah.
But I still think he's an NFL head coach. I think he deserves an immediate opportunity.
100%.
And I think with the Raiders, who need stability, I think Sean can put him in the best position for that.
Yeah.
I do think Mike Tomlin fits the Raiders' DNA better.
That kind of smash mouth, old school look that I think ownership wants.
Something we learned from this year, which with the Pete Carroll hiring, they might be a little spooked to go immediately after a guy who just got let go.
Yeah,
I know.
We'll see what they do either
That's
way.
what I'm saying.
I just know that this hire will be a long term. They cannot keep stopgapping this issue.
Cardinals sound like they're not getting any hype at all for their head coaching position. Just throw out a name for me.
For me, I think I penciled in McDaniels until he got the OC spot. I thought he would work very, very well for this team.
Just like a Cliff Kingsbury 2.0.
Exactly. I thought that would work pretty interestingly.
Yeah.
I think this is the team that I don't know if Kubiak would accept it, but they would go push all in to try to get him.
I don't think they're going to be able to get him.
I don't think they are going to be able to get him.
It's not a sexy enough spot.
It's not. I would say also the Rams passing coordinator. He's signaled he wants to be a head coach. This is a rough spot to be in. I think like you have a trio of young pass catchers that are great. Like Wilson's exploded this year. Maserati Marv is awesome. McBride is clearly an animal. But the ownership has yet to invest.
Yeah.
And this is a rough spot. I think this is a special teams coordinator kind of role, passing coordinator kind of role that is like, hey, let me make a splash and show what I can do to try to get a better job later.
Before we end this episode, I do want to ask a question of the day, a very quick one.
Sure.
Don, this one actually pertains to one team we haven't talked about yet, and that's the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
My question of the day is simple. Don, did the Cleveland Browns mess up by not keeping Kevin Stefanski?
No, I think that I think Stefanski grew old in that role. There's two guys I really like for them. There's been talks that they're just going to promote inside with their defensive coordinator.
I think that's a terrible idea.
I think promoting it's Jim Schwartz would be a great role for them because he's had that defense be top one in almost every single statistical category for the last 3 years. Like the defense sings. The other big conversation right now is bringing in Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, the Mike McCarthy hire is so devastating.
It is, but you have Watson on the contract for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Like you can't get rid of him. Dylan Gabriel's clearly not going to be like NFL competitive.
No, it's going to be Shador.
It's going to be Shador.
It's going to be Shador offseason with like, are they going to get Justin Fields or is Malik Willis going to end up?
And I think
Cleveland?
if you bring in an experienced guy like McCarthy, who's clearly you just tell him, hey, you're here until we're done with figuring out a rebuild.
I actually had Brian Daboll going to the Cleveland Browns.
I don't know if Daboll fits that. I don't know if Daboll wants to jump into another rebuild team.
Yeah, it's hard to get. I think the Buffalo Bills might be a little bit more of a rebuild than people want to announce.
I think it is, but you have a franchise guy cornerstone already in place, and you have pieces like Ed Oliver, Matt Milano. You have a good defensive core there, like Russo, to build around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other than Myles Garrett, who do you keep on the Browns?
Ward.
You have Ward. You have Myles Garrett. Shador's going to be there.
Delpit. They have a good defense.
I think the defense is there.
Two really good inside linebackers.
That offense needs to be ground up. Like Harold Fanning is great, but Njoku's clearly getting a little bit older. Do you keep him and keep the young kid down?
Yeah, offense is just Quinshon Judkins and then like a cup. Like that's it. Like cut the rest. Even their offensive line's bad now. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Bust Picks, episode 81. Go check us out. Go give us a thumbs up. Everything, all that fun, sexy stuff. My name is Dio. That is Don. And remember,
pray for the parlay.